This video is kindly brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform to create a beautiful online presence. Hi, my name's Janelle and welcome back to Rosery Apparel. In this video, I'm going to be doing a nice big show and tell of all of the things I've made for my wardrobe recently. By the time you're watching this, I will hopefully be in Japan, and so I'm pre-filming this video a few months in advance. And yeah, I'm just really proud of all the things I managed to make for my wardrobe and all the tutorials I managed to pre-film before I left. And I'm so excited that they're all now live on my channel. Every item I'll be talking about in this video, I think there will be a tutorial for. So I'll have a nice big chunky list of all the tutorial links down in the description below. So if you did want to make any of these items for your own wardrobe, you can do that. We may as well start with the dress I'm wearing, which I have to say is one of my favorite makes that I've made in the last 12 months. I'm so happy with how this dress turned out. It's actually a slight pattern hack of my daisy sewing pattern, and really the only things I kind of changed up was making it a little bit looser fitting in the waist, and I've also made some long elasticated cuffed sleeves, which I just think suit this style of dress so nicely. I also made the shorter version of the skirt. I just think it's such a cute version of the daisy pattern, and I was very much inspired by a dress by the brand Tradlands. I saw that dress on Instagram and knew straight away that I wanted to make something similar for my own wardrobe, and I have to say I'm very happy with the end result. I actually made this dress out of a bedsheet that I picked up online, and it is just such like a nice crisp quality, and it just feels really lovely to wear, and it's cotton, so it's really breathable. Yeah, it's overall just a really comfortable dress to wear, and I am so in love with how it turned out. Next up, I have another new favorite dress of mine, and that is this amazing shirred puffy sleeve dress. The fabric of this dress is just absolutely stunning. As soon as I saw it in Spotlight, I had to pick some up for myself, and I didn't really know exactly what sort of thing I wanted to make, but I ended up going for a shirred dress like this. I have made quite a few different shirred dresses and tops for my wardrobe in the past, but with this dress, I really wanted to make sure that I made it in such a way that the sleeves sat really snugly on my shoulders and there was no chance of them slipping off, because in the past I haven't really inset the sleeves properly. I've just kind of stitched the sleeves onto the dresses and it works perfectly fine, but I knew there was a much more refined way to go about it, so I decided to give that a go, and I am so pleased with the result. It literally took not that much extra effort at all, but now I feel completely secure wearing this dress, and like the sleeves are definitely not going to be going anywhere. I've also got this thing for really long dresses at the moment, so I tried to make this dress as long as I possibly could with the fabric I had, and it is just such a dreamy length. It's definitely longer than a midi dress, I'd say, but also not quite a maxi length dress. It's like right in between, right at the ankles, and I'm just so happy with that length. Like, I'm not even in Japan yet, but I have already worn this dress so much this summer here in Australia, and I know it's going to get a lot of wear over in Japan as well. Next, I have a really cute and very simple slip dress that has this really fun ruffled hem. Again, I saw a dress on Instagram that I was very inspired by, and I decided to have a go at pattern hacking my hazel pattern to be able to make this shift slip style dress, and this is just something a little bit different that I haven't got anything quite like in my wardrobe, and so it's actually been such a nice addition. It doesn't like touch your body at all, it's super loose fitting, and it's really nice to wear on its own when it's super duper hot. But I also really like styling this with some of my turtlenecks and even just t-shirts underneath. It's just a really easy outfit to put together, and it also is just a little bit fun because of the ruffled hem. Next, I have this bright and bold dress here, which I actually made using the Freya pattern by Veronica Tucker. And the fabric for this dress was actually a tablecloth by the brand Mosey Me. And I just fell in love with their hand illustrated textiles, and so I decided to pick up one of their tablecloths in the Black Friday sale, so quite a while ago now, but I was so happy I did because it has made up into the most unusual but beautiful dress. The Freya pattern also has these stunning statement sleeves, which is kind of what I was drawn to the pattern for. It's just turned out into such a beautiful dress, and it also has a little cutout keyhole detail at the back, which is fun. And again, this dress is kind of like that shift A-line style, similar to the last dress I showed you, which I just don't have many of this dress style in my wardrobe currently, so it's been really nice to add 2 shift style dresses to my wardrobe, just for something a little bit different. This whole project just brought me so much joy, and I'm so glad I did it, and it honestly is like wearing a piece of art. It is just such a fun dress. Next, I have another dress that I'm calling my ultimate gathered dress. This dress has a massive full gathered 2-tiered skirt, which just like when you twirl in it is just the most amazing thing ever. And then if that wasn't enough gathering, it also has a gathered neckline with this little tie here at the front, and also some elastic in the waist, which kind of cinches everything in and also adds just that extra layer of gathering. The sleeves are also really puffy, and again, I made this dress out of a tablecloth. I've had a lot of luck recently picking up and finding some really beautiful linen tablecloths, and this one is no exception. I just love the grid print and the fact that it's kind of like quite a bright, almost highlighter orange color, but the rest of the tablecloth was quite neutral, which kind of tones it down a little bit, but is just something a little bit different. I'm so in love with this dress. This dress was actually pretty much just made up of, I think it was 6 rectangles of fabric. So it's really easy to just draft up a pattern for yourself, and I show you all the instructions on how to do that in the video all about this dress. So definitely check that out if you're interested in making a dress like this. And what I really like about it is it can be worn either way. So you can have the tie-up keyhole detail at the front if you like, or I've been wearing it at the back as well, which is just as cute. Before I get into the next item, let's just take a quick break to talk about the sponsor of this video. This video has been very kindly sponsored by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform to create a beautiful online presence and launch your passion project. Whether you'd like to start making and selling your own products, create a beautiful portfolio to showcase your work, write a blog, or simply create any website of any kind, you can design your dream website all by yourself with Squarespace. You simply select from their range of beautifully designed templates, and trust me, each template is just as beautiful as the next. And once you've selected a template, you can change it up as much or as little as you like with just a few clicks. No background or knowledge needed in coding whatsoever. When I first sat down to create the Rosery Apparel website back in 2016, I was so impressed with how quickly I was able to put together my website. I had a very clear idea what I wanted my website to have, and thanks to Squarespace's drag and drop feature, I was able to add and remove things to my website with just a click of a button. And I'm not tech savvy at all, so trust me, if I can do it, anybody can. And even now, nearly 7 years later, I have not really changed up my website since, because I was able to add everything I had wanted from the beginning. And yeah, Squarespace just made the whole process so stress-free and easy. So if you'd like to create a website of your own, then I totally recommend you head to squarespace.com using the link in the description below and take advantage of their free trial so you can test out just how easy it is to use for yourself. And when you're ready to launch your beautiful new website, head to squarespace.com/roseryapparel for 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thank you so much, Squarespace, for sponsoring this video. Next, I have something that I'm really proud to share with you, and that is my Rosery Apparel pajama shorts pattern. As a part of the Sewing for Beginners series that I brought out this year, I wanted to make a free downloadable sewing pattern that is the perfect project for complete beginners. And in my experience, I think you can't go wrong with trying to make a pair of pajamas as your first project. So I created this pajama short pattern that I'm so proud of, and you can download the pattern to use it for free and have a go at making a pair of pajamas for yourself. The reason I decided to make a pattern for pajamas is because when you're first starting out with making clothes, things don't often go exactly according to plan. But if you make a few mistakes making pajama shorts, it doesn't really matter if they're not perfect, because you're not going to go wear them out and about. You're just going to be wearing them to bed, so it doesn't matter that they're not perfect. And there aren't that many steps to making a pair of pajamas either, so it's actually a really great project to practice with. There are mostly just straight edges and then one curved edge you'll have to sew, or two if you include the pockets. Which, by the way, yes, these shorts have pockets, because I actually find it really frustrating when my pajamas don't have pockets, because, you know, sometimes you just want to put your phone in your pocket, and when you don't have pockets, you can't do that. And because of the elasticated waist, you don't need a zipper or anything. It's just really easy just to thread some elastic into the casing. Again, that is also good practice. And the end result is really cute. A nice cute pair of pajama shorts that you can make for yourself or for your friends. But yeah, I'm very, very proud of this pajama shorts pattern and my whole beginner series that I've been creating. So I'll leave a link to the playlist down below, and also a link to this video if you want to go check it out and see if you're up for the challenge of making your own pajama shorts. Another really fun project I worked on recently is this patchwork t-shirt. Basically, I had a whole heap of leftover cotton jersey fabrics and other stretch type fabrics from past projects, and I decided to kind of merge them all together to create this really fun patchwork t-shirt. It was honestly such an easy project and a really good project to kind of help you get started if you have never worked with stretch fabric before. I pretty much made the entire thing on my Overlocker, which just made it so quick and easy, and yeah, I'm really happy with the end result. It's just something a little bit different to the usual t-shirt, and yeah, it has inspired me to actually have a go at only making my own t-shirts from now on. Not sure if I'm actually going to stick to that, but it was so easy. I just think, why not just make your own t-shirts, because they're honestly a lot better quality when you make them yourself. Next, I have quite possibly my favorite thing that I've made over the last few months, and that is my Rosery jumper in the shade burnt orange, which is obviously my favorite color. Basically, I made this jumper a few years ago using a vintage sewing pattern, and I made it in a really beautiful rose pink color. But unfortunately, I just don't wear it that much because I'm not someone that wears pink all that often. I know I've got a few pink kind of themed items in this collection today, but yeah, as a rule, pink isn't my favorite color to wear. Basically, when I knitted up that pink jumper, I got so many questions asking about the pattern and whether or not I could share it, and because it was a vintage pattern, I thought, why not get in touch with the original publishers of the pattern and see if they would be happy for me to share it. And surprisingly, they were okay with it. So I was given permission to share the pattern. And so people have been making their own versions of the Rosery jumper for the last couple of years, which is just so exciting to see. But I did occasionally get quite a few questions just asking to go through the making process of the Rosery jumper, which was really hard. When you're not actually in the middle of a knitting project, it's hard to remember exactly how to go through the steps when you haven't been in that world for a little while. So when I found this amazing burnt orange yarn, I thought I would have a go at making the Rosery jumper again in a color that I'll actually wear. And I'll also document the whole making process so I can put a video together, so when people get stuck with making their own Rosery jumpers, they can just head on over to that video and see exactly how to go about knitting this jumper. So I did that. I filmed the entire making process, which was actually a lot of fun. There's just something about this knitting pattern that I thoroughly enjoy. It's enough of a challenge to keep you kind of entertained, but it's also easy enough to knit up while watching TV and movies and things like that. And I'm just so pleased with the end result. I made it actually a little bit bigger than my pink version, which I don't think I intended to, but I'm actually glad it turned out a little bit bigger because I really love that cozy, kind of like a little bit baggy feeling of a jumper. It is ever so slightly cropped as well, which is perfect for wearing with my dresses. But yeah, I have no regrets reknitting this knitting pattern. I had just as much fun the second time making this jumper as I did the first time round. And the last item I have to show you is this stunning floral vintage inspired dress. I actually made this dress using a vintage sewing pattern. I'll put it up on the screen now so you can check out the numbers and everything, just in case you wanted to see if you can find it on eBay or something like that. And I was also inspired by some of the older Laura Ashley dresses from like the 70s. So I decided to have a go at making a Laura Ashley inspired dress out of a floral bedsheet. Again, this bedsheet is just so lovely. It's got that really crisp feeling, just like this polka dot bedsheet, and it just feels so nice to wear. It was just such a fun project. It took me a few days to make, but I added things like the lace crochet trim onto the skirt just to kind of break up the busyness of the floral print a little bit, which I think turned out so nicely. The dress itself is actually a maternity dress, so it was quite roomy on me, so I ended up making a little waist tie as well so I could cinch it all in, which I think worked out really nicely. And I also received so many lovely comments on this dress saying that the waist tie tied the whole project together, which I think is so true. And yeah, it's just such a special piece, something that I will treasure for a long time just because the fabric is just so pretty. So yeah, that is absolutely everything I have made for my wardrobe recently. Like I said at the start, I am just so in love with each and every one of these pieces. I know I say that every time I put together these compilation videos, but yeah, I don't know, something about this collection of makes I'm just so proud of. I feel like I have gotten out of my comfort zone a little bit and tried some new styles and new fabrics I'm not usually drawn to. I would love to know which of these items is your favorite. I think for me personally, my favorite is definitely the Rosery jumper. I'm just so happy to have this jumper in a color I actually like wearing, and I cannot wait to style it with some of my dresses. I even think it's gonna go so nicely with this dress. Oh, look at that. Such a good combo. And yeah, I just feel like this jumper is going to be something I'll be wearing for probably decades to come. So yeah, I would love to know in the comments below which of these items is your favorite. And yeah, don't forget to go and check out the big list of all the tutorials down below if you did want to have a go at making any of these items for your own wardrobe. If you enjoyed this video, it would mean a lot to me if you could give it a like. And yeah, feel free to subscribe to my channel for more sewing type videos like this one. Thanks so much for watching this video until the very end, and I'll see you in the next one.